Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Counterpart Season 1, Episode 5. It's called Shaking the Tree. So, full spoilers for the episode, as always. And we did say last episode, last week, we talked about how we were giving it one more, because we weren't really feeling it. And we'll see if it picks up, we'll see if it reignites any enthusiasm. But generally, our feeling was that with each passing episode, the dryness of it was becoming more and more of a problem. Not necessarily that it was getting more dry, just because as we watch more of it, it's more of a problem because we keep needing it to pick up, and it's not doing it.
Yeah, it was leaning more and more into that side of things instead of all the crazy ideas like we were hoping.
Yeah. So, I'll say it right away. I was struggling to pay attention for a great amount of this episode.
Yeah, I had to have subtitles on just to make sure I didn't miss important dialogue.
Which is especially notable because most of it is very dry conversation. Now, I'm not someone who, like, I hate when people criticise things and say, oh, it's all just talking, because talking can be fascinating, talking can be exciting, talking can be a lot of things. But unfortunately, this is an example where I'd say it was just a lot of talking, and it just felt like a lot of talking.
Yeah.
It was talking instead of doing anything interesting. There were some new things, gleaned in terms of, world building. Got a few more concrete facts about the sickness that happened. We found out it was in the 90s. Learned a little bit about that. Obviously, the biggest revelation in this episode was that Howard A's Emily has been cheating on him. That's who Andre is. It's not he's like an operative. He's not working for either side at the office. He's not doing any of that stuff. He's just someone she was having an affair with. So there's a bit of a sadness there where it's like, oh no, this Emily's also, sorry for the for the word, but screwing Howard.
Yes.
In a manner of speaking. So bit sinister.
Yeah, I appreciate that Howard B had the same thought that we did. It's like, oh, this guy that you just happened to meet at the hospital is your only friend. Oh, what a coincidence. Yeah, immediately goes, okay, he's suspicious.
Well, that's his entire plot this episode. It's him investigating Andre, and that's what he comes to, and he confronts him, holds a gun at him, and Andre pisses his pants, and basically says, "Yeah, no, I'm in love with her. Sorry, I made up a story about my sister, and yada yada yada," and that's kind of that. And then Howard B goes to Emily A in the hospital and says, "I thought you were better than she was," and it's kind of, and again, J.K. Simmons being the strong part of the show. Honestly, my favourite scene was the final scene. Howard A on World B is, going around, and he helps Emily with something. Pope comes to see him, which, by the way, I'll definitely say this: the character of Pope is excruciatingly boring.
I know that there was conversations with Pope, sat on a bench.
I
don't know what happened in it.
It was basically, don't trust Emily. That was the gist of the conversation. But he's the biggest perpetrator of the dry spy nonsense. Like, he just comes down and talks to him about what's going on, and I was just zoning out so much during that scene, and it really made me realise that I don't think I've really enjoyed any of his scenes that he's been in.
No, me either.
So, that's adding to it. And Howard A kind of worries if he can trust her. He helps her out in a little mission, and she kind of doesn't tell him everything before she does, puts the plan in motion with this guy that Howard A knows, and she has to kind of tell him, like, hey, I'm not her. Stop looking for her and me. Like, she has to kind of say that, and but it ends with him finally. His daughter comes by because he was going to talk to her, and he's like, I want to just know what's been going on with you. He's basically he's wanting to know what his daughter would be like. So he's asking her to just tell me what's been happening for all these years that pretending to be Howard B has missed. And he basically makes this speech of, hey, I won't even say anything, just don't leave, please just tell me what I've missed. And he's good acting here. J.K. Simmons very good.
Definitely.
The tears kind of rolling down his face, and the episode ends on her reaction to this and just kind of being in shock that he cares this much. And I like that ending. I like that final minute.
No, the family drama has probably been the best stuff, other than just the sci-fi ideas.
It's got the most emotion in it. Everything with Aldrich and Quayle going out to the house in this episode to question this insider they've got who came over from the other Earth, who lives with their counterpart's husband. So they've got We've got like a 3-pronged marriage inside the house with two versions of the women.
I did find it amusing. You know, there was like, oh yeah, he's shit at the roast, but you know, he's handsome. Yeah, and then the other one comes in and says the exact same thing.
Yeah. I mean that's an amusing idea, but the scene as a whole was just kind of dull.
Oh, that's the highlight of it. That little joke.
Yeah, it didn't amount to much because they spend a lot of time talking, and she's like, "Oh, I don't really know. Your structure is different than mine." There wasn't a whole lot that was actually gleamed plot wise out of the scene. It wasn't that exciting. We did have like an opening where like Lambert's guys, the corrupt guy at the embassy, like his team come in and they kill the guy who's like showing them their house, and we get that they're pretty ruthless. But all we ever actually really see them do outside of killing the guy who shows them the house is they go to the butcher who we saw last episode, and it's implied that they're going to kill him too for talking to Howard, but that's about it. There's not a whole lot there. We see that at least one of them respects what's her face, Claire, who she's the one that's also in charge of Baldwin.
Yes.
And that's it. And Baldwin has some
soup.
She
seems to have a reputation, doesn't she?
Yeah. Baldwin has some soup at a cafe.
Thrilling.
And the whole point of the scene is that the barista's kind of nice to her and doesn't, gives her the soup for free because she can tell she's hungry. And it's a bit of a flirtatious thing. And there's also this scene where a guy tries to, chat her up.
To smile, and then she turns and shows the face.
Yeah. So she's keeping an eye on things as well, but I think the way I'm describing these plots is really showing that I don't really care about most of them. Like, they're just kind of happening at this point.
No, they are. And again, we said this at the start of the show when we kind of started delving into this side of the plot is you don't like spy things in general.
No.
I do when they're done well. But it's you got J.K. Simmons trying to carry it. He really is. But there's only so much one man can do. And it's just boring.
It is. I try and avoid that word as much as I can because it's such a lazy complaint to make against any type of media. It really is. Because people who don't like things, who can't critique things, just jump to it's boring. But sometimes all of the complaints add up to it being boring. And this is essentially what the problem with Counterpart is. It's painfully boring to watch.
It is.
I feel like if they'd condensed the episodes from 10 down to 5, and this was only halfway through episode 3, it might be quite good. Like, if they'd condensed all of that information, everything that's happened into half the time, it might be fun.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
It might. I'm not sure if it would be, but it might be. There's a chance.
There's too much plot for its own good. Or not enough, even.
There's not enough,
too much time is what I meant.
Too much time for its own good. No, absolutely. And so much of it is just people sitting down and talking about what's going on.
It is like, okay, here's a recap. Here's what's going to happen next.
And the funny thing is if you go back to those first couple of reviews, we did praise that when it does actually do a little bit of action, it's actually really good at it.
It is, but I feel like we're not getting any anymore.
There isn't those, but I mean, episode 1 and 2 had some standout moments. Episodes 3, 4, and 5, I don't feel like I've had any.
No, nothing. Which is a real shame, because those were really exciting. I thought it was setting a tone for the show of this is what we can do when we want to pull something special out.
Yeah, but it's been 3 episodes now with very little special going on.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty clear at this point that we're not doing any more of it. Like the thought of sitting through another hour of this is honestly, and I hate saying this because I had high hopes for this show before it started, and I still saw potential for the first couple of episodes, but
yeah, with the first few we were going, okay, it's not perfect, but this could go somewhere good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just I'm getting more and more disappointed as it go on.
Yeah, no, I think last 2 weeks it was disappointing, and then this week I'm beyond disappointed, and I just don't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah, it's funny because last week you said, if you told me to watch it, I could. It wouldn't really bother me. But now I actively kind of go, I don't want to.
No, I agree. My excitement for the next episode has went down with every episode. After last week, I was at, well, I don't need to watch it, but if you make me watch it, I won't complain. This week, I'm at, no, I don't want to watch it now.
Yeah. It's a real shame.
Because I think before the show started, I really want to watch this. After episode 1, yeah, I pretty much I want to watch the second one. After episode 2, okay, I'm not super excited anymore, but I do want to watch more to see how it goes. After episode 3, alright, okay, I'll watch the next one. After episode 4, well, if you told me I have to watch it, I won't complain too much. And then here, episode 5, I'm like, I don't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah. Where would we be after episode 8?
Oh
I dread
god.
to think.
I don't know. Remove the sharp objects from the recording station. um, yeah. So I hate to say it, I hate to be disappointed, but for new TV shows, the last month or so has been kind of disappointing. So hopefully we get to the good stuff soon. But
We need a hit. We need a new hit to come out and surprise. We got the Terror coming up, so maybe that'll be the next hit for us.
I'm hopeful for that show.
Me too. But we were really hopeful for this show, so
we were.
Uh,
But we can't all be, they can't all be flunks. We have to get some of them.
it's just true. There has to be something good eventually.
There'll be something out of nowhere.
I feel like it feels especially weird because last year was so good for new TV for us.
At this time of year, it was, yeah. The first 4 months last year was nothing but new good show after new good show.
Yeah, it was just knocking it out of the park. And now I feel like, all right, that's 3 in a row I've been disappointed with to just straight up didn't like. And it's just like, I need something to come along and go, yeah, look, good TV.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I mean, obviously there's potential in the ideas in the show. We've talked a lot about that, and the stuff we've liked in past episodes is clearly what we think the potential is. That's where the potential lies. Unfortunately, it's become more and more tedious to actually sit through. So with that said, this will be our final counterpart review, and obviously we didn't focus on various things, but like we normally do, we review something. But here's the thing. With each review, we've also been getting shorter and shorter, which again shows how much we have to say about what's going on, which is another indication that we're kind of getting to a point where we don't really have anything left. And I always say this, but I don't think it actually benefits. If you do like the show, then great. By all means, keep enjoying the show, but I don't think you get anything out of us coming back and forcing ourselves through another episode where all we'll do is complain about the same things again.
The only time it's worth that is when it's like horrifically bad and it's funny.
Yeah, but it's laughably bad that it's actually quite funny to talk about. Whereas this isn't that. This isn't laughably bad by any means. It's just dull.
It's competently made. It's just got some scripting problems, if anything.
But there you go. That is our final counterpart review. So thank you very much for watching. We always appreciate it. Keep like and subscribe and let us know what you thought of the show in the comments below. By all means, come back and let us know later on if you thought the ending of the season was good, if you keep watching it. But yeah, so that's us. So thank you once again. We'll see you next time. Have you got any vanilla?